men's health and well-being. Meet John, a typical young and working Aussie male. Like many other working guys, John struggles with mental health issues, like depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. Previous statistics warn.
The silent killer. 32% of men cite work as the cause of mental distress, and even fewer feel comfortable discussing the issues. Men have difficulty seeking help in the workplace regarding their mental health. This results in many men trying to figure things out for themselves. 1 in 3 Aussie men think talking about their mental health will put their jobs at risk. The hidden killer. 50% of men in a recent survey feared being negatively talked about behind their backs at work. 1,000 Aussie men between the ages of 18 and 75 were surveyed for this particular poll. Only 14% of men disclosed problems to their managers. The traditional idea of masculinity in the workplace prevents many employees from seeking help.
The previously mentioned factors hurt the productivity of the workplace. In order to combat this evolving issue, we present the ValueMe Workplace Campaign.
Our campaign is a service and consultancy. Our aims are to improve and provide critical mental health support for men within the workplace in the long term. Our campaign aims to tackle the issue at both the upstream, midstream, and downstream levels.
Overall objectives. Objective 1. Reduce employee stigma around mental health. Objective 2. Fuel healthy conversations between upper management and employees. Objective 3. Conduct upper management training. And Objective 4. Create new HR mental health policies.
Research shows that leaders need to encourage conversations about the tough stuff and need to remind staff that they will be supported if they are struggling, justifying our objectives 2 and 3. Furthermore, research shows that policymakers need to explore mental health through a uniquely male lens, and masculinity in the workplace prevents many male employees from seeking help, justifying our objectives 1 and 4. Our actionable objectives include A. Systems policy change, B. Managers providing help, and C. Employees seeking help. Within this slide, we provide further information on our actionable objectives. Following this, we made a survey. We conducted the survey to better understand key workplace men's mental health issues, to justify our objectives, and to collect relevant recommendations.
Upon reflection of our results, we identified that the majority of our sample size worked in large organizations with over 250 employees. Generally, the remainder of the participants within this sample belonged to organizations with 50 or less employees. Additionally, 80% of our sample size were part-time workers. This was an expected result due to a significant amount of our respondents being students. It should be noted that our respondents varied widely in terms of profession. This gave us a wide scope for assessment of different industries. Based on our survey, the largest part of our sample indicated high levels of stress while at work. Of those that responded with high levels of stress, over 50% of them found that this affected their performance in the workplace. Based on the following responses, we can see that the largest contributors to workplace stress are heavy workloads, lack of role clarity, poorly managed change, and challenging work hours. Furthermore, we can see that workplace stress, although it doesn't have a significant impact on personal relationships, it does affect work performance to a much higher degree as indicated previously. As you can see, generally the respondents showed an above average level of optimal mental health at work. Even though this is true, 38.5% of respondents felt that they had nobody to talk to about mental health issues at work. Additionally, 20% indicated that they felt as though their mental health issues could result in a loss of their current career. 19.2% of respondents indicated that they currently have or have in the past had a mental health program in their workplace. In contrast, only 15.4% of total respondents felt that their managers aided in stress management. Our survey results found that a quarter of respondents have experienced discrimination at work, and almost 1/3 know of other employees that have been discriminated against in the workplace. Although discrimination has clearly occurred in respondents' workplaces, none of them felt that their workplaces were completely unhealthy or unsafe. This is an indicator that our respondents' assumptions about their own workplaces were not as they seemed. Moving on to our respondent suggestions, the results indicated that there was a preference for one-on-one discussion about mental health issues in the workplace. However, it is clear that a variety of approaches will be necessary, such as group sessions or a combination of individual and group sessions. On average, respondents had confidence in their managers' abilities to conduct successful organizational change, which presents an opportunity for organizations, as 61.5% of our respondents also showed an interest in having mental health resources within their workplace. What we can gather from this survey is that respondents clearly indicated that they have higher than average stress levels in the workplace and that there is a clear lack of supportive systems such as workshops and managerial advice that can manage their stress. This implies that there exists room for improvement in that workplace stress can be targeted through upstream, midstream, and downstream mediums.
Our ValueMe campaign consists of 3 steps. Step 1, legal rights and responsibilities. Step 2, action plan. And step 3, training and resources. Improving men's mental health is beneficial for all stakeholders. Discrimination against someone in the workplace with a mental illness is unlawful in Australia. Within the workplace, discrimination often occurs through the recruitment process, through terms and conditions negotiations, in promotions, and also in retrenchment.
Step 2. Creating the action plan. The action plan is a simple, free tool that helps managerial staff develop a tailored strategy. The tool will recommend a range of actions to improve workplace mental health based on the details provided by the participants. There are 3 main stages to the action plan. The first section, identifying priority areas, involves participants filling out a survey that evaluates the current landscape of the organization, highlighting pressing issues in previous campaigns. This information is then weighted accordingly against 5 workplace objectives to identify which needs the most focus. Step 2. Tailoring and implementing actions. Once priority areas have been identified, specific actions are then recommended to address the issue. Participants can continue to further tailor their actions to generate best fit. A key surface included in the programs the option to recruit highly trained experts to assist in implementation of strategies. These experts will remain within your organization for up to 6 weeks. Step 3. Review and revise. This is a continuous part of the action plan as it reflects on areas to improve. It is recommended to involve other staff members for the best results. After leaving your organization for 6 to 12 months, the experts will return to review the organization's progress in order to critically evaluate and ensure long-term behavior change. Moving on to Step 3, Training and Resources.
ValueMe consultants will train managers to realize the negative impact mental health issues can have on individuals and organizations, whilst also training them with communication skills to conduct healthy face-to-face discussion that can reduce stigma towards disclosing personal information. ValueMe also provides organizations with tools that assist in the retention of trained skills whilst our consultants are not present to ensure consistent quality whilst managing mental health issues. The tools also organize employee data in order to assess changes and implement new workplace policies to combat mental health issues.
In this last part of our video, a brief reflection from our part 1 highlighting what we learned, applying what we learned into making part 2, and why we think it's important that we did. We're also going to briefly identify 2 guiding theories that we think are also relevant.